Hey guys, my name is Attorney Walter, if not the third. I'm with Disability Resolution PA. One of the people that was in the area in the comment section was like, we need to give President Biden more time. We need to go ahead and give him more space to start figuring out how he can increase the benefits for Social Security disability claimants, etc., etc. I would like to counter an argument to that, which is that his entire platform for Social Security recipients, specifically in the disability realm, was to, and remember I made a video on it that had over 300,000 views, was to go ahead and increase go ahead and get rid of the 5-month waiting rule for SSDI benefits, get rid of the 24-month waiting rule for Medicare, and get rid of the marriage penalty, and all these other things that literally he could have done some of them. And I know there's restrictions with passing of Congress and stuff for Social Security stuff, but some of them he could have done right off the bat, specifically with executive orders. And then some of them he could have, green-lighted that, heads up to the commissioner, green-lighted that heads up to the Senate, the House of Representatives, and that would have gotten a lot of people, that would have gotten the entire field of Democrats on board and some Republicans on board very quickly to go ahead and essentially pass those into law. Why I'm not happy is that when you promote the idea of this, that you're going to do these things, when you push the idea that you intend to essentially go ahead and, accomplish these things, I expect there to be, number one, chatter on it. Number two, some sort of bill or act that you've previously written ready to go. Or if possible, number three, an executive order ready to go. And I expect it to be done within the first couple of weeks of getting into office. At least some movement towards it. There's been nothing. Nada. Nothing at all. It's like those promises for the retired, promises for the disabled, SSA recipient promises, they just disappeared. The only thing that we're seeing that really boosted, heavily was the whole, if you have a child amount. And then, that's good. A lot of people are arguing, well, these kids are going to get stuck into a system where they're just receiving a check and blah, blah, blah. Yes and no. You got to remember, a lot of these kids, even though their parents receive some sort of payment on behalf of them, that payment doesn't always go to the kids, number one. Number two, some kids, they see the world out there and they're like, I want to own that. I want to own those nice sneakers. I want to own that watch. I want to own that car. I want to own that boat. They make moves on their own to go ahead and get to that better place. And, people argue, oh, well, if they're in a bad areas sometimes have good schools. And even if they don't have good schools, at some point, you got to put a little bit of this on the kid, too. A lot of people are always sitting back going like, how will the children ever achieve? Trust me, the cream rises to the top. Always. Always. It always does. It just always works out that way. They might not get to the lofty position they intended, that they wanted, but the cream will always rise to the top. They might not be at the highest of peaks they could have achieved. Look at me. I'm stuck with hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loans. I am nowhere near anywhere where I was meant to be as a human being. But the bottom line is, I'm still going to rise to the top. I'm still going to be the best at the person that does this one day. Of all the people that do this type of field work, the cream will rise to the top. And that is a good thing. But that's not really the focus of how do we fix all the other kids who aren't going to try super hard. There's other things too. There's a lot of culture in these, areas that's just very negative. It's, a lot of people blame it on video games and, stuff like that. But the reality is, the drug abuse. How has America not stomped out drug abuse at this point? Like, how have they not been successful at this? How? Like, if you just sit back and you look at it in like a macro fashion, like, how did we fail at that? Anyways, but point is this, I just wanted to go through some of those basic things and have you understand that I expected more. I would like to see it achieved. It could still happen at any point. That's another point that should be understood. He is only a couple of months, 4 or 5 months into this system at this point. It could happen at any point. There's still COVID going on. A lot of people are making the arguments that he's still fixing a lot of the stuff that Trump did. I don't think the border would agree with that at all. I don't think the financial system would agree with that at all. you know, but remember, there's people that go one side, people that go the other side, and they play that game. My point to you is this, like, start asking yourself, what do you want? And what we need to realistically approach here is, if we can't get improvements for Social Security, disability benefits, or retirement benefits, who do we talk to next? Do we talk to potential President Harris? Do we talk to potential President Trump, second term? Who do we talk to next? I feel like I know nothing about Harris. I know nothing about her. Maybe she has the capacity to go ahead and push through these laws. I think her handling of the border is yet to be seen, which is my politest way of putting it. I think when it comes to Trump, I think Trump is a raging bull. A lot of ego there, a lot of experience with business, which is what you usually want coming out of a horrific, financial depression. But the bottom line is, and I love people pick on like a couple of his businesses. They're like, this one failed, and this one failed, this one failed. Guys, I've had like 4 or 5 failed businesses before I had good ones that worked. Like, that's how it works. That's how the system works. Like, I don't know if you, and a lot of employee people, and I'm not saying it in a mean way, but there's employers and employees. Employee people don't realize that, like, you got to fail a lot before you hit a success. That's how it works. You might come out with a great product, but nobody cares. Failed company. And I know that some of his companies were a bit underhanded with stuff. I'm fully aware of that. I get that. But at the same time, like, I just want you guys to realize, like, the most brilliant people on earth will start a company and nobody will care. It's just how it works. The company fails. People say, oh, it's a bad product. Could have been a great product. So I think we need to all start thinking about what is the future of getting this done. I'm starting to lose a lot of faith in the current administration in the White House. I would like to see more movement being done for the Social Security 2100 Act. I know that they're recalculating things based on COVID. And I know that's going to screw over a lot of rich people. More rich people are going to leave the U.S. or set up, tax channels outside of the U.S. I guess what I'm looking at here, guys, is I don't necessarily see President Biden as the breadwinner for changing these benefits to suit the American people the way they should be suited from paying into it their entire life. And I'm starting to lose faith in his ability to go ahead and represent us in that regard, especially when he made so many promises. So many promises. So, anyways, but guys, I'll catch you a little bit later. Have a wonderful night. Just start thinking about it. Remember, I go live 8 to 10 every Thursday. Chin up, chin up, chin up. Tomorrow we could hear great news. You never know. My only argument is, normally when you've got something good, you have a plan to release the information, and we haven't heard anything. So, anyways, I'll catch you later. Have a wonderful night. We'll go from there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.